I am your host, Knuckle Brew the Host, and we're going to be discussing Smackdown from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania this evening. And chat, I just I just want to know why. I want to know why, chat. Because this evening, SmackDown was a hot ass mess. That's the best way I could describe this show this evening. It was all over the place, not much organization. The matches were lackluster to say the least, and the promo segments weren't that much better. And it was a 3 hour ordeal, people. And it was just a rough watch all the way through. And it kept me asking why. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Why are you booking this decision? What went into this decision? And it's very questionable, highly questionable, if you want to say that this show is leading us to WrestleMania. Now, we did further some stories here and there. They gave us a couple of matches going into WrestleMania. But again, even with the development of those stories and matches, it just left me scratching my head and asking why. So we're gonna get into it. It's it should be a lot to talk about because this was 3 hours of our life that we cannot get back. This was not by far the worst SmackDown that we've seen this year, but it's far from the best. And it wasn't that interesting. And I don't want to just come here. It's a lot of people, a lot of creators get on their platforms and they just shit on the product, and some of them just do it for the hell of it. I am not coming here to do that. I'm coming here to give you an honest assessment. I want you to trust me as I talk to you through it, and I want to see what y'all think about it because going into this show, I had a lot of expectations. And the thing about WWE in 2026, you should not be having expectations on these shows. Because it's better when they surprise you with a good show than going into it thinking, oh man, this is going to be awesome. I can't wait for what's going to happen. So I know for me, for the time being now, I will be going into shows with no expectations. I want them to surprise me. So that's my little riff on this. We're gonna get into this. Randy Orton started the show out. Come out here. He tells us about what he did with Matt Cardona. He's telling us about the voices in his head. You know, this is Randy Orton's shtick now. He's been doing it for so long. He tells about the voices. Then he says, it's not the voices' fault that I'm doing these things. It's all you guys' fault. The you people thing. He's coming for the fans. He's letting the fans know that it's their fault. The next thing you know, Matt Cardona's music hits. Always ready. Yeah, ready to get your ass whooped. That's what it sounds like. But we got a new thing going in this time. Cardona comes in with a mic in his hand. No words. He comes there and just clocks Randy right dead in his chrome dome with the microphone. Randy's out. And that's pretty much it for our opening segment. Randy gives us a little promo time. He didn't have much to say. And Cardona getting his revenge from last week. Wham! Right across the head with the microphone. We cut to black there. So after that, we go backstage. Aldis is meeting with Trick. And he has great news for Trick. He says, Trick, you have qualified for WrestleMania. We got you a match for WrestleMania. And I will tell you this. This wasn't acting. Trick Williams was legitimately happy behind this because you could see it in his eyes, in his mannerisms. He was so happy that he got this match at WrestleMania. He said, man, I'm going to put South Carolina on the map. I got to tell Mama. I got to tell Lash. Like, Trick was elated behind this one, chat, and I don't blame him. You coming from being TNA champ, you done kicked it in NXT for however long, and now in your first year on the main roster, now you ain't even been here a whole year. This man is going to be in a WrestleMania program. Shout out to him because he has gotten over with the crowd, and he deserves it. The presentation is there. He still got a ways to go with his wrestling, but it's not that far off. The present in this business, presentation is 50% of it. It might even be 75% of it. Because a lot of people, especially fans, they're making wrestling about wrestling moves, and that's further from the truth. It's about aesthetics and presentation. You can wrestle just mediocre. There's a lot of guys out here that's great. A lot of gals out here just mediocre in that ring. The presentation's on point, you make it. I guarantee you that. So, yes, tricking it, he was so elated. Next thing you know, here comes the killjoy, Sami Zayn. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. Sami Zayn was a main character in this show today. I can't stand him. And you're going to know why later going in. So Sami comes in. He hears the news about Trick getting a match at WrestleMania. And you know Trick Williams. He's going to rub it in his face. He did. So Sami says, oh, what about me, Nick? What's my program going to be for WrestleMania? Well, he says, yeah, we got titles to defend at WrestleMania. We got main storylines to go through at WrestleMania. And I'm sorry to tell you, Sami, we may not have no room for you on the program. And Sami takes this to heart. He says, I'm going to show you. He says, by the end of the night, I'm going to have me a match by the end of WrestleMania. And Trick says, better luck next year, huh? Sami, he don't take this. He just wham, goes straight across Trick's face with him. Dead in his forehead. Knocks him out. Sami Zayn, mini crash out. It happened tonight. But, oh no, we're not done yet. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that Sami Zayn went across Trick Williams' head right here in backstage. All right, we go into match one after this. We get the Bella Twins versus Charlexa. And I'm going to tell you this. When I said the show was a hot mess, this match was a hot mess. Because Bree mode, ring rust, I don't know what you want to call it, her stuff looks so ineffective hitting you. I'm sitting there watching these kicks and these punches. Boy, she ain't laying nothing in. Nothing. One big segment in, she had Alexa at the turnbuckle. She throwing these little kicks in. I'm just looking at it, boy. I've never seen wrestling look so fake. I mean, just hitting straight air. Nothing. Ain't nothing behind them kicks. I'm just like, man, we in for a rough night behind this one. And I forgot to tell you, coming out of here, our champions, the Irresistible Forces, they came in and watched ringside. I don't know what the writers have been doing the last couple of weeks. We got this whole ringside action going on. They overplay it every time now. Like, you do it 1 week, it's cool. Now you're doing it in repetitive weeks. We are running out of shticks to do. These tropes, like they're just going into overdrive with it. So yeah, our champions, they're sitting out ringside, and they helped the Bella Twins win because Lash came right in, got a cheap shot at Alexa. It dazes her. Whatever Bella Twin rolls her up, and we get a win. And we just break out into complete shenanigans. We got Lash and Nia come in. They knock out Charlexa. The Bella Twins are out of there. Next thing you know, they're trying to set up Charlotte to take this leg drop from Nia. Here comes Bayley and Lyra coming in to help out. We got an all big brawl going on for the tag team championships. When they built in this women's tag team belt brigade that they had a few months ago, it seemed very promising. Now we're getting to the point where it's really dragging, and it makes the women look bad. And I don't blame them. They're doing what they can. But the booking they get, it does nothing for them. We got so many women tied up into this tag division that no one is there to defend these belts. I mean, well, to really go, we have no opponents for our singles ladies belts. The Intercontinental Championship, the U.S. Championship, the Women's Championship, the Women's Heavyweight Championship. We need competitors in those divisions, and everybody's tied up into this lackluster women's tag division, and it is not the women's fault. The booking is atrocious, and they deserve better. So, like I said, the Bella Twins, they win that match. Going into our next segment, we had Rhea Ripley coming from backstage. She's meeting with our new men's tag team champions, with our Smackdown tag team champions, R-Truth and Damian Priest. And truth be told, they had R-Truth out here in his yellow flagger jacket, looking like he's going to work on the road crew or construction crew. He had his measuring tape out, and it just shows you like they're not taking this tag team division seriously on the men's side either. It's just rough. So they come in. Truth is acting like he's doing some work with construction. We got Rhea. She comes in walking. She wants to congratulate Damian Priest, her terror twin, on winning the tag titles. And they're trying to pump her up, get her going, because she's going to give us a talk about Jade. Jelly Roll comes in. He wants to remind Rhea who the hell she is. And again, I talked about a main character in Sami Zayn. We got Jelly Roll as a main character as well tonight. Jelly Roll, he's the mediator. He's the priest. He's the pope. He's the motivational speaker for everyone. If it's not Randy Orton, it's Rhea Ripley. It's Matt Cardona. He just anybody he talked to, it's like he come there giving them Tim Tebow speeches. I don't understand, but here we are. So much Jelly Roll on this show. We had 3 hours, and I promise you, Jelly Roll had a segment in all 3. So yeah, Rhea Ripley comes down, and brother, sisters, I'm gonna go ahead bring it in. The thing about Rhea Ripley is they really exposed her in this program, and the program ain't been long. Rhea Ripley is terrible on that mic. I do not know how she gets over by talking. It's just sheer presence, because that woman is terrible with a mic in her hand. And Jade ain't much better. We got a former champion, and we got our current champion. They can't sell us a match. If they didn't look the way they look, this match would be absolutely a bore. And for some people, it is a bore, and I don't blame them, because if they're looking past the aesthetics of how these women look, they like, man, I can't wait till this match gets here, because it's terrible. It's a terrible build. So Rhea comes out there. She says she's so surprised and Michin and B-Fab are turning to the dark side and can't believe they stooped to the level of Jade. Okay, Jade music hits. Here comes I call them the Thunder Baddies. Here come the Thunder Baddies. B-Fab talks first, then Michin talks, and then Jade talks. Here comes the hot mess again. All these women were almost cutting each other off. No complete thoughts coming through. This woman wants to talk, then this woman talks. Nobody's giving each other a breath. They're just trying to talk over each other, and a complete mess. So going into this, Jade tells that B-Fab wants some smoke with Rhea tonight. So Rhea say, come on, let's get a ref down here. We'll get it going. So yes, our second match of the night is B-Fab versus Rhea Ripley. Can you believe what we're doing here? This is what we're doing. We're going to have Rhea Ripley beat up on B-Fab this week. She's going to beat up on Michin next week. And then we'll be at WrestleMania by then. So we get into this match. We all know B-Fab is going to take this L. She gets to the point where she's almost going to get riptide it. And here comes the help. Jade and Michin just coon cock Rhea on the outside. We get the bell. That's the end of the match. They beat up on Rhea. Next thing you know, they come in there. She gets jaded one more time. So that's 2 straight weeks of Rhea being jobbed out. 2 straight weeks now. Keep that in mind. 2 straight weeks. We had on Raw, we got 2 straight weeks of Brock getting jobbed out by Oba. Now we got 2 straight weeks of Jade just doing the number to Rhea. And that worries me. That worries me, because even with Jade having the number game, if she keeps beating up on Rhea going into WrestleMania, that means she's going to lose. So if she loses this belt she got 2 ladies for backup and she still loses, that's a burial of Jade Cargill. I don't care what nobody tells you. That's a complete burial. So that's what we cannot be having. So we will see how that goes. We'll see how it unravels over the next couple of weeks. But yes, Rhea won by DQ, or they gave it a no contest, whatever you want to call it, but she got slaughtered by what I call the Thunder Baddies for the 2nd straight week. All right, we go backstage. We get another Danhausen segment. He might be the superstar ever since the Elimination Chamber, because the crowd just pops when Danhausen comes out. So Danhausen's back there with Kit Wilson. Yeah, we're back there with Kit Wilson and The Miz. And The Miz, he's still being affected by the curse of Danhausen from a few weeks ago. Sound like he dropped his phone in the toilet. He said there's no disinfectant in the whole arena. He says, man, he's missing flights. Yeah, Miz is having a rough time at it. Next thing you know, Danhausen comes in right next to Kit Wilson. Kit is just kind of flustered by him. He said, man, look at you. And then look at me. I'm handsome. I'm strong. You know, the whole rigmarole. And Danhausen's like, well, before Danhausen hits his number, you know, Kit finna say, you are toxic, right? Danhausen didn't have none of that. Danhausen says, you are cashed. So, yes, he has cursed Kit Wilson, and we have Kit Wilson in Jelly Roll coming up next. So keep that in mind. Kit Wilson has been cursed by Danhausen. It's time for him to go fight our platinum selling artist, Jelly Roll. So Jelly Roll comes in, comes out to his music. Kit Wilson comes out. Kit Wilson. So, yeah, we got that. And this was a good exhibition for Jelly Roll, as everybody should have thought. He got off a belly to belly. He got off an avalanche-looking power slam. And he actually got a choke slam on Kit Wilson. He actually kicked out of a tourniquet from Kit Wilson. So, yes, Kit Wilson laid in the job tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He takes the loss to Jelly Roll. He's protected because he's under the curse of Danhausen. So, if you want to leave it like this, Jelly Roll did not win clean. And I'm just wondering why. Why, good people? Why is Kit Wilson losing to Jelly Roll? Jelly Roll, we commend him for losing all this weight, for being a model of consistency, and for loving the business. But he comes up here and pins Kit Wilson. I don't care if he got cursed by Danhausen. Why is our wrestlers losing to Jelly Roll? Can't have that. It's rude. It's rude. I mean, Kit probably don't care because he happen to be on television like he is these days. He ain't never been on TV this long, so I understand it. But him losing to Jelly Roll, man. And I can't lie. I'm entertained by Jelly Roll. Jelly comes in there, he cuts good promos. He's actually wrestling well. He was gassed to all hell on that belly to belly, but again, the man's entertaining. I will give him that. So after that, they give us an MFT segment. I ain't gonna lie to you, I didn't care what was going on. They keep trying to sell us this solo Tamatonga dissension division in the MFTs. No one cares. No one cares, dog. Because we don't care what Solo's about to do. We don't care what Tamatonga's about to do. We don't care what Talatonga's about to do. We don't care what Tangaloa's about to do. We don't care what Jeff Cobb is about to do or JC Mateo. We don't care. So the writing team have gave us no reason to care about that whole dissension. We had a Shinsuke sighting. Why do we care? We don't. So he up there trying to talk sense to Tamatonga. Talatonga comes in and said, we good? And yeah, we walk off with that. Whatever. So after that, we get ready for match number 4, which is obviously the best part of the night and probably one of the most controversial parts of the night. Coming into this, Carmelo Hayes. He's about to defend that U.S. title, and he's talking about the challenge, and the guys are wondering what's going on. So he goes out there, he comes out to his music as always. It's great, and he's waiting on the challenger. And you want to know who the challenger is? The challenger is Sami effing Zayn. And before the show, we got spoilers from Fightful that says Sami Zayn won the thing. Now, we got to stop doing this. Why are we getting spoilers out before the show drops? And the thing about it is, this was a terrible one because we are so close to WrestleMania, and how I just glazed over Trick Williams making WrestleMania. Carmelo Hayes is on the bubble because the U.S. title rarely makes WrestleMania. And he has been a standout on this 3 hour show all year because these 3 hour SmackDowns are quite the ordeal. They're quite the rough watch every week. So, but he has been a shining light ever since he's had that title. This run has been magnificent for him. So, we get Sami Zayn to come here and answer the challenge. And the match was pretty good. This was the best match so far of the night. And we had Trick Williams watching from the sidelines, from ringside. This is the second time we've had this tonight. Last week, Trick cost Sami Zayn in his match because Sami was so distracted by the antics of Trick. Trick was on top of the announce table dancing, doing his little gyrations and stuff. So Trick's out here ringside. And like I say, this Melo and Sami match was pretty good. Got a bunch of near falls. Both of them got great offense in here. So Trick comes out. He gets the belt. He gets the microphone, and he walks towards the ring. He throws the belt to the middle of the ring, and he ends up standing on the apron. So Sami is right there set on the ropes as Melo's trying to come in for a move. Trick tries to punch Sami, but he ends up hitting Carmelo dead in the head. Next thing, it knocks Carmelo back into position for a haluva kick. Sami does not hesitate. I guess he took heed to that advice that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes had for him. He took heed, hit the haluva kick, and pins Melo 1, 2, 3 for the new U.S. champion. Now, my good people, chat, let me know, because I hated this decision. It really bothered me because this may leave Melo off the WrestleMania card. This man has put in so much work this year, and he may not make that WrestleMania card because we reached the end. And Sami Zayn, because we know that his boring ass is not interesting unless he has a title in his hand. And Paul Levesque knows that. So he's like, okay, we're gonna put the U.S. title back on him. Nobody cares about Sami Zayn. No one. Like all that fake noise that you hear from the intro music, no one cares about this dude. This man is yesterday's news. Why are we still dragging him to WrestleMania? No one cares to see, bro. Like, the Saudi Arabia and Canada, they're going to watch WrestleMania anyway. They're not going to be like, oh, man, I'm not going to watch this because Sami Zayn's not on the card. No one ever. And you take it off the guy who's been carrying SmackDown for 90-plus days. That's 3 months. And you take it off him. Flabbergasting. Terrible booking. Throw it away. But, yeah, that's what we at. Sami Zayn is your new U.S. champion. So, we go backstage, and Nick Aldis has told Sami, well, better yet, let me set this back up better. Sami comes out there. He asks Aldis, okay, so you see I got the new gold now. Do I have my spot for WrestleMania? And Aldis says yes. You're going to be defending that belt against Trick Williams at WrestleMania. So, yeah, we got Trick who helped Sami win this belt, and now we're going to have both of them going against each other in a program for WrestleMania. Now, Melo better be inserted as a triple threat to ask for his rematch, because this is unacceptable. Because you could have really just had a full-blown heel turn by Sami Zayn tonight. It would have made more sense. But no, we're still going to hide Sami Zayn under this guise, under this just facade of being a face. This man is no longer a face, and he really hasn't been relevant in months. And you put the belt on this clown. This man's a clown. Disgusting booking. It's disgusting booking. I'm off that. All right. Next segment, we got Fatu. He's been interviewed by one of these women back. I think it's Kathy Kelly. It's one of them. She come out there and ask him what's going on through your head tonight. He says, respectfully, I'd rather talk to the crowd here in Pittsburgh and tell everybody outside. So we come in for the commercial break. Fatu goes out there. He says, I'm out here limping, busted open, and it's all because of Drew. He says, man, every time I see you, Drew, I'm a dog walk your ass because you're trying to take food out my kids' mouths. And here, cue Drew's music. Here comes Drew coming out. He says, you took everything from me, Jacob. Took the WrestleMania from me. Took my title from me. With all due, screw your kids. And Fatu's pissed. So he's getting ready to charge at Drew, who's back at the top up there. Nick Aldis comes out and says, hold up, you stay right there, Jacob. You stay right there, Drew. He says, since medical is not cleared y'all to do anything tonight, I believe y'all going to be ready for come April 18th for WrestleMania. But you two people have become a liability for me, for the company. So the match y'all going to have is going to be unsanctioned. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that, chat. Because an unsanctioned match between these two men is warranted. They need to go up there and just tear each other apart, limb from limb. They just jumped from a scaffolding last week. So yes, these men deserve to tear each other apart. So this was a booking decision that I was actually happy about. I'm very bullish on it. I've been bearish about most of this whole episode. I'm bullish on this one because this WrestleMania program here has the possibility to really cook. So yes, we got Fatu McIntyre unsanctioned match. All right, going into our backstage promo. Well, it's not even a promo. We got backstage. We got Jelly Roll talking to Matt Cardona. Again, the priest of Smackdown is Jelly Roll. Talking to Matt, trying to talk him off the ledge of going against Randy Orton tonight. Whatever, man. Like, I'm just glad Matt Cardona getting some TV time, but he can get beat all to hell by Randy Orton. Jelly to that's your friend. That's Cody's friend. And Matt said he ain't trying to hit that. He trying to hit none of that. I just want to fight. So here comes Zelina and Aleister Black. And we're just gonna give Aleister Black all the reason is the reason Randy's hearing these voices. Aleister Black ain't doing nothing but playing the carrying crossroad. Zelina Scarlett, she just talking more. And it's just ridiculous. Like, why? Like, they just go out here just starting shit. The instigators, Zelina and Aleister, they up there talking to Matt. They talking about Matt should embrace the dark side or whatever. Nobody cares. So after this, Tiffany Stratton's backstage, and she's up there getting wheeled up on by Chelsea Green. And Chelsea's trying to give Tacky Time some pointers. Tiffany don't want to hear it. Chelsea say, I'm a two-time champion, former champion. So Tiffany says, that means you've lost it 2 times. So peace out, woman. Basically, get out of my face. So match number 5, we get Tiffany versus Julia. And Julia surprisingly wins. She doesn't win clean, though. Kiana James helps her get this victory tonight. So this is going to a program with Julia and Tiffany at WrestleMania, possibly. A lot of people say it's in the cards. So Julia wins tonight. I think if this program does happen, Tiffany's going to win that belt at Mania, even though she doesn't need it. But yeah, that's where we're at. We get a Bayley Lyra interview backstage. Again, didn't care. Asked him about Raw on Monday about going against the Irresistible Forces. Again, like the women's tag division is dead. It's so dead. Like, it was promising at first, but it's so dead. Shout out to the women or the men that actually care about that division. God bless you. God bless you, because it's so uninteresting. It's so uninteresting. So Randy's on the phone backstage after this. Talking on the phone, he says he's going to see whoever he's talking to soon. He said, glad to talk to him. And we're going to our last match tonight. Randy versus Matt Cardona. Randy kind of dispatches Matt in like 8-ish minutes. May not even been that long. It was around that time. And Cody Rhodes is showing up on the Titantron that he's entering the building. They show his bus. He's walking through up there, hidden security guards. Jelly Roll's up there trying to talk sense into him. Cody's got his mean demeanor on. He don't want to hear none of it. He's just trying to get to the ring. Nick Aldis tried to stop him halfway in. He said, we're just going to talk. We're just going to talk. We're just going to talk, Nick. So Cody gets out to the ring. Randy's in there puffed up waiting on him. Ain't no talk. Cody charges at Randy, and they're brawling. And we got a very, very coordinated boring looking brawl. Like, man, all the momentum from this from 2 weeks ago when he got bloodied to now, that brawl that they had here was so weak. I mean, they're just throwing little security geeks here and there. They really not doing too much. So they go outside, they roll around the tables. Cody just looks so out of place because Randy is so huge, and Cody's not huge. He's just bigger than your average man, but Randy's huge. And it looks so out of place. It looks so out of place. So we get back in the ring. Jelly Roll's out here again, our main character tonight. So Randy's up there. They're both being held back by all these security guards. And then next thing you know, Randy gets loose. Jelly turns around. And we get the most devastating letters in all of sports entertainment. RKO on Jelly Roll. Out of there. And that's how we fade to black, ladies and gentlemen. Randy rolls out the ring. He's just looking so destructive, looking just deceitful, looking nasty. And you know what the fans do? They're still cheering him. He just gave Jelly Roll a devastating RKO. They don't care. They were happy to see it. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was too. They will not be booing Randy Orton, and they're on the way to St. Louis next week. This man going home. He gonna get a mega pop at home. He just RKO'd Jelly Roll, and the people are cheering. So what you think they're gonna do next week in his hometown? It's over with for booing Randy Orton. These people want to boo Cody Rhodes. They're here for it. I'm here for it because the booking is atrocious. Randy needs to win at Mania. Go ahead and just end it because there will be no booing of Randall Keith Orton. I told you last week that you need to change his theme music. They're not going to do it. They're going to keep playing voices, and these people are going to still be cheering Randy. And that's where we're at, people. And I just ask why. Why is Jelly Roll all over the TV? Why is Jelly Roll up here beating Kid Wilson? Why is Sami Zayn taking that belt off Melo Hayes? Just a whole lot of why. I'd probably give this show a 3.5 out of 10. Wasn't great. Wasn't good. It just wasn't the worst, but below average. Below average. 3-hour ordeal. And man, chat, just let me know how y'all feel about that, man, because this was not a great effort. We got about 3 more weeks until Mania. And man, we are going to be going down to the wire here in Mania, going down to the wire. So let me know how y'all feel about it in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. This has been another episode of Over as Fuck. And I told you I'm the host, Knuckle Brew the Hoss. I will tell you again, like, share, and subscribe. We need each other. This is the wrestling community that you've been looking for. I'm here for you all through the week. So I'm going to leave you with this like as I always do. Even though you may be down on your luck, that does not mean that you cannot be over as fuck. Y'all have a great night, everybody.